Ladies and gentlemen, y'all ain't gonna believe this. I heard a story. That's how I read it. Read a story that struck a nerve with me because it reminded me of a significant amount of time that I wasted in my past. And the story went as such. Bear with me now. The donkey came to the tiger. They was in the jungle, and the donkey said to the tiger, "Listen, the grass is blue." The tiger said, "No, that grass is green." The donkey said, "No, the grass is blue." The tiger said, "No, the grass is green. Let's go to the king. I can show you. I can prove it to you." So the donkey and the tiger go to the king, the lion, the king of the jungle. And the donkey said, "King, in all your excellence, please tell this tiger that the grass is blue." The king said, "Surely it is. The grass is blue." And he told the tiger, "I'ma punish you. You are sentenced to be silent for 5 years." So the donkey laughs, runs off. The tiger looks at the king and says, "Wait a minute, king, you know, me and you cool, baby. With you, we big cats. What's going on? You gonna silence me? You know good and hell well this grass is green." He said, "Yeah, your punishment is not because you believe the grass is green. Surely it is green. I'm punishing you because you ought to know better than to sit here and argue with a jackass. You know good and hell well that they are not interested in the truth. They are only interested in being right. Some of y'all wasting too much time arguing with some jackass, trying to prove a point to a jackass that don't care nothing about the truth. The only thing they want to do is be right in a delusional world. I've experienced it myself. Wasting time, which is your most precious commodity. Class dismissed.
Shalom. All praises, glory, honor, fear, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Baharakah Kodash. Citations, blessings to the Lord's election. And basically going into this topic is going into putting an end to the endless genealogies, putting an end to debates. Now I'm gonna get my first scripture is gonna be in Proverbs. Because if it's not of the Lord and increasing and because the Lord said, don't fight against the current, you see. And that's what you have a lot of our people doing. They're trying to like fight up against the current, which we're not going to be a part of. See, we're separating ourselves from sinners. We're separating ourselves from the world. A lot of these guys, they claim to be of the Lord. They claim to be the new covenant. They're not of the Lord. They're of the world. And then when you go by their tree, there's no fucking fruits. There's no actions. There's no love. There's no edification. There's just nothing. There's nothing. So what did the Lord say in Matthew? Now the axe is laid to every tree, and if a tree ain't bringing forth them fruits, it's going to be hewn down, cast into the fire. There's no respect to persons with the Lord. And with this truth, it's not like, oh, we're just going to come together to, get along to go along. Like, the prophets weren't just getting along to go along and making everyone happy and just compromising and just, just allowing whatever. You see, they were going about establishing order. They were bringing a certain doctrine. They weren't teaching anything the Lord wasn't teaching or told them to teach or to bring out. You see, Proverbs 26:4. Answer not a fool according to his folly, lest thou also be like unto him. So we're not going to answer fools. The foolish virgins, when you go to Matthew 20:25, the foolish virgins, right, towards the end, when they figured out that they needed the oil, they needed the light to enter into the marriage, to have that light, to glorify the Father, when they realized before it was too late, what they say to the wise virgins, give us of your oil, for ours have ran out. We're not going to give you any of ours. You see? That's what it means to be wise in these times. The Lord said, let every man be fully persuaded in his own mind. A lot of guys, you're not persuaded of Yahweh Bashem Yahshai truly. And that's why you're not truly in the Spirit. And I love that video because it just shows you, like, The lion, right? He told the tiger, well, you should have known not to fucking argue with a fucking jackass. That's what he is, a jackass, a donkey. You see? It says, answer a fool according to his folly, lest he be wise in his own conceit. You see, so once you answer a fool, then he's gonna be wise in his own conceited head. You see? That's heavy. So another thing about folly is foolishness. Another thing about folly is where is folly at? Folly is not with the lowly. Folly is not with the elect. Where the folly is set in great dignity. So folly is going to be with the broad gates. It's going to be with the Roman Catholic Church and their doctrines and heresies. So folly is going to be set up high, you see? So in these times, anything that's high, you don't want to be around there. You don't want to be there. And if the Lord isn't humbling you and taking you off that high place like he did Saul, then you're going to stay up there to be cast down. That's why the scriptures say, chastise me, but don't rebuke me that you destroy me. See, so this is a chastisement of the Lord, being humble. So let's get the scripture where folly is. Proverbs 13:16. Every prudent man dealeth with knowledge, but a fool layeth open his folly. Now I'm going to get the definition too of folly. You know, if you can't even do a video, if you can't feed the sheep like the Lord commanded you to do, this is the whole concept of the true church in these last days, the true third temple, which we are, is that you're going to be feeding the sheep. You see? And it's heavy because we're not just feeding those that love us, we're also feeding y'all that hate us. Therefore, fulfilling the law. So the word for folly, let me get the scripture first. Proverbs 15 and verse 21, it says, folly is joy to him that is destitute of wisdom, but a man of understanding walketh uprightly. Now getting into this word folly, it's foolishness, silliness. And that's how guys are acting towards the Lord and us in these last days. They're LOLing on the comment boards, they're laughing. It's a game to guys. But really at the end of the day, the joke is on all of you guys. You see, because we're not like that tiger going back and forth. You see? So foolishness, things that are foolish, they're of great honors, they're of preeminence, they're highly exalted. Matter of fact, when you go to I believe it's Book of John, but you have these characters that were basically lukewarm in the truth. 3 John 1:9. I wrote unto the church, but Diotrephes, who loveth to have the preeminence among them, receiveth us not. Now, Lord, he made a point where it says, whoever doesn't listen to you doesn't hear me. See? If they don't receive you, they don't receive me. You see? So we play a big part when it comes to the Lord because we know who we are. We know who truly sent us, and we know what we've been sent out to do. Apostle means, yes, it means sent away. We've been sent away to lead the few, the remnant, not everybody, towards Yahushua. The fat, the excess is going to be cut off. And that's what's happening. So Diotrephes, he loved to have the preeminence. Now, like we just read, preeminence goes into the definition of what? Of folly, superiority, the fact of surpassing all others, superior. So everyone wants to be King David. Everyone wants to be the first. Everyone wants to be the head. You see? Everyone wants to be the chief. But no one wants to be a soldier. No one wants to be an Indian. No one wants to be a warrior. The warriors, the soldiers, they're the ones that go first, and they're going in the midst of a lot of danger, and they might not make it out. And every single breath is a fight. Every single breath they're in danger. You see, guys don't want to go through that, so it's heavy. 3 John 1:10. Wherefore, if I come, I will remember his deeds, which he doeth, prating against us with malicious words, and not content therewith. Neither doth he himself receive the brethren, and forbiddeth them that would, and cast them out of the church. Verse 11. Beloved, follow not that which is evil, but that which is good. He that doeth good is of God, but he that doeth evil hath not seen God. Now what is good? Good is glorifying the Father, listening and obeying to what his Son, who he said he's well pleased in to listen to him, said to do. You see, but guys are forbearing that, and only a few is really following the Lamb. So it's really heavy. So folly is set in great Ecclesiastes 10:6. Folly is set in great dignity, right? Foolishness, the foolish prophets, the foolish virgins. It's because it's heavy too, because like they ran out of oil, and they basically what that parable is going into is like they put the day of the Lord off. You know, they say, oh, the master, you know, he's prolonging it, you know, and they basically went back to sleep. They just basically like gave up. They just gave into the darkness, and their fucking oil ran out. And that's how guys are moving. It says folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low place. You see that? And it's heavy because that parable, the brother, he did that video, Shula. It's heavy too because the donkey said, oh, the grass is purple, and the tiger's like, no, it's not. And then like, you don't need to, once you know something's right or true, you don't need to argue and go back and forth with a donkey. That's what the king is basically telling the tiger. Like, you're better than that. You see? Let him go on and say the grass is purple. You know? It's heavy. It's heavy. Ecclesiastes 8:15 says, travel not by the way with a bold fellow, lest he become grievous unto thee, for he will do according to his own will. See, they're doing their own will. And thou shalt perish with him through his folly. You see, foolishness. Jeremiah 23:13, and I have seen folly in the prophets of Samaria. They have prophesied in Baal, and caused my people Israel to err. Heavy. So the wisdom is going to be on the low. And guys, they're trying to seek out our liberty that we have in Yahushua to bring us back into bondage, to bring us back into the broad gates and things of the world. And it ain't going to happen. You're not going to deceive the elect. You can deceive anybody and all these robots and all these fake accounts on, but you're not going to see the Lord's very elect. We're in the hand of the Father, and no man's going to be able to pluck us out. You see? Psalms 85:8, I will hear what God the Lord will speak. Right, and he's speaking through us. He's speaking through Yahushua, through the Spirit. It says, for he will speak peace unto his people and to his saints, but let them not turn again to folly, right? You see? The heresies, the doctrines of devils, the seducing spirits of the world. Heavy. Proverbs 14:24, the crown of the wise is their riches. You see, and our riches is in our mind. It's in our spirit. It has nothing to do with the world's riches. It says, but the foolishness of fools is folly. Heavy. Proverbs. I'm going to get a couple more from Proverbs, and I'm going to go to Yahushua and the parables. Proverbs chapter 14:8, the wisdom of the prudent is to understand his way. Right, what's the way we're walking in? The straight gate, one at a time. Narrow. Says, but the folly of fools is deceit. Proverbs 5 and verse 20 says, and why wilt thou, my son, be ravished with a strange woman? This is going into strange gods. You know what I'm saying? Strange gods, man. Lord told you not to worship, not to follow. Example, the Roman Catholic Church. Example, denying that we're in the new covenant, saying you need a new body. You need to know that, see, a wise man will discern both time and judgment. So we know what time we're in. We know what the judgment of the Lord is. We're able to discern between those that are serving Yahushua and those that are serving their own selves, that aren't serving Yahushua at all. Says, says, and why wilt thou, my son, be ravished with a strange woman, and embrace the bosom of a stranger? For the ways of man are before the eyes of Yahweh, and he pondereth all his goings. His own iniquity shall take the wicked himself, and he shall be holden with the cords of his sins. He shall die without instruction, and in the greatness of his folly he shall go astray. You see that? Go astray. So guys are going astray. They're falling out of the narrow path, and they're finding themselves in the broad gate, and their false prophets and false brothers trying to tell others to follow them into the broad gates. And I find it very funny how guys are putting such emphasis on the multitude. Oh, it's the multitude. Oh, the multitude's gonna come in. The multitude's come in. Let me tell you something, man. As it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the end. The multitudes is going to perish, man. I'm talking about the multitudes, man. See, hey, man, Jake got the nerve, man. Jake got the nerve. As it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the end of days when the Son of Man shall come. That means that he's only going to save a particular house of David, of his beloved. Where the love is, where the heart is, where the blood is, where the life is, where the truth is, where Yahushua is. The Ark of the Covenant. It's that safety. It's that covering from the storm, from the winds, which are these false doctrines, from the second death, which is on its way. It's heavy, man. It is so beautiful what's happening in the world right now. So let me get a couple from the Yahushua. So it's really heavy, man. Guys are forsaking the way. Book of Luke, chapter 10, and verse 30. Lord said, many are called, many are called, but few are chosen. Like when you used to play that game Telephone, and like you'd play a game Telephone when you were younger or whatever, and like someone will whisper something in someone's ear, and then the next one, and it'll get all the way to the last person, and they'll have to say it out loud, and the person that began with it will have to say if it was the right saying or if it wasn't. Now, like you'd have those like foolish like haha people that would always they'd always switch it up. They'd always say something that they did not even hear. That's basically what's happening, bro. So many are called, few are chosen. Only few are chosen and are not going to pervert or pollute or add or subtract or try to bring out the word of the Lord with an angle. Like guys always have an angle, you know? It's heavy, man. Luke 10 and 30. And Yahushua answering said, a certain man went down from Jerusalem to Jericho and fell among thieves, which stripped him of his raiment and wounded him and departed, leaving him half dead. And by chance there came down a certain priest that way, and when he saw him, he passed by on the other side. And likewise a Levite, when he was at the place, came and looked on him and passed by on the other side. But a certain Samaritan, as he journeyed, came where he was, and when he saw him, he had compassion on him, and went on to him, and bound up his wounds, pouring in oil and wine, and set him on his own beast, and brought him to an inn, and took care of him. And on the morrow when he departed, he took out 2 pence and gave them to the host, and said unto them, Take care of him, and whatsoever thou spendest more, when I come again, I will repay thee. Which now of these 3 thinkest thou was neighbor unto him that fell among thieves? And like these parables and like these sayings of Yahushua really hit home for us, because we've done this. We've done this, for certain brothers, and we were a neighbor, we were a friend, we were brother to brother. But in the end, what it comes to find out is it was never really reciprocated, or they were put on the front from the whole time. And it's sad, it's sad, but it is what it is. So, it is what it is, because this is the reason why. Because our people, they love the murderers rather those that actually have love for them, those that actually have compassion for them. That's why they said crucify Yahushua. They wanted Barabbas, which is a fucking murderer and a fucking thief. So this is the heavy spirit that's on the multitudes of our people. But the Holy Spirit of compassion and love and true love, not that sodomy, I love you, not that, but real fucking love. Open rebuke is secret love. Open rebuke is better than secret love. You know what I'm saying? Is only on a few. That fatherly love, that brotherly love. You see? Luke 10:37. And he said, He that showed mercy on him, then said Yahushua unto him, Go and do thou likewise. So the Lord talked about, if they don't bring this doctrine, then don't receive them into your house. Second John 1:10. If there come, let me start at verse 9. You know what? 7 says, For many deceivers are entered into the world, who confess not that Yahushua Mashiach is come in the flesh. This is a deceiver and an antichrist. Now, when you go to the origins of when Yahushua was gathering his disciples, his chosen, look at what the disciples said of Yahushua. John 1:45. Philip findeth Nathanael, and saith unto him, We have found him. We have found him. Right now, everyone found Yahushua. It says, We have found him, of whom Moses in the law and the prophets did write, Yahushua of Nazareth, the son of Joseph. Okay? That line goes all the way back to what? The Son of God. Yahushua is the Alpha and the Omega. It began with Yahushua. It's going to end with Yahushua. He came in the beginning, in the midst. Once Yahushua came, he reset time. When Yahushua came, right when he was born, he reset time. That's how heavy the Lord is. He reset time. It went from whatever 1,000 years it was to 0. Heavy, man. And now Yahushua, he's about to make his second return, man. And he's not going to meet thee as a man. Oh, man. The Son of Man, he's not going to meet thee as a man. Oh, man, beautiful. 2 John 1:8. Look to yourselves that we lose not those things which we have wrought, but that we receive a full reward. Whosoever transgresseth and abideth not in the doctrine of Yahushua. But what was Yahushua teaching? What was he bringing out? Guys ain't abiding in that. They're transgressing it. You see? Have not God, have not power. And a lot of you guys, man, it's like you've lost your power. You've lost your electricity. You've lost that light, that connection. That we went into it. The parable of the wise and the foolish virgins. They're both virgins. That's heavy, because the 144,000, right? No man could learn that song except for the virgins, right? For they are without fault before the throne. So that parable is so heavy because the Lord said there's a foolish virgin and there's your wise virgins. That's heavy too. So they're both singing the new song, right? But the thing is about the foolish virgins is that it's not sincere. It's just mouth service. You see what I'm saying? They're not really they're not really shining their light. They're not really waiting for the master day in and day out, night and day with tears. They're in darkness, man. You see, putting on a front like a parrot. A parrot can mimic someone's words, but he don't know what the fuck he's saying. You know what I'm saying? It's heavy, bro. And then like the wise virgins, you know, it's actually real. Like it's real. It's authentic. It's not a cloak of maliciousness. It's not a game. It's not an LOL. 2 John 1 and verse 9 says, "He that abideth in the doctrine of Yahushua, he hath both a father and son. If there come any unto you and bring not this doctrine," right, teaching Yahushua, pushing Yahushua, leading you towards Yahushua, "receive him not into your house, neither bid him Godspeed. For he that biddeth him Godspeed is partaker of his evil deeds." You see that? Matter of fact, I was preluding to that scripture quite some time, so I'm gonna go to it. Matthew 25. Yeah, that's a heavy understanding too. Like the only ones that could learn the new song was the virgins. But getting deeper into it, Matthew 25. 5 are foolish, 5 are wise. Ain't that something? "The Lord shall not meet thee as a man. Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps, and went forth to meet the bridegroom. 5 of them were wise, 5 were foolish. They that were foolish took their lamps, and took no oil with them." So it's like, yeah, they have a lamp, but you don't got the oil, you don't got the anointing, you don't got Yahushai to light that lamp, to know where you're going, to know what time it is, to see through the darkness, have that eye salve. It says, "But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps." You see? "While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight there was a cry made, Behold, bridegroom cometh, go ye out to meet him. Then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. The fool said unto the wise, Give us of your oil," right? "Of your anointing. You know, we've been anointed. For our lamps are gone out." Whew, heavy, man. "But the wise answered, saying, Not so, lest there be not enough for us and you. But go ye rather to them that sell, and buy for yourselves. And while they went out to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him to marriage, and the door was shut." The new covenant, man, that's heavy, bro. "Afterward came also the other virgins." Oh, man. "Saying, Yahushai, open to us. But he answered and said, Verily I say unto you, I know you not." Man. "Watch therefore, for ye know neither the day nor the hour when the Son of Man cometh." That's heavy, bro. That's heavy. All praises, glory, honor, and fear, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Baharakah Kwadash Abababal, and shalom to the Lord's very elect. And shalom to all those that are haters and their heart is set on fire. Shalom to all you reprobates too, all you haters of that which is good. Same. So in discord, trying to sow discord amongst the elect, you're not going to do it. It's not going to work. And with that, shalom, Baba Ball.